Hi, welcome to Cloudiha. In this video, I explain how to use Cloudiha. Registration. First, you need to register in Cloudiha, if you haven't registered yet. When you register, you can choose an encryption key, to let your sensitive data in our side, to be stored with your own encryption method. It is not mandatory, but we do recommend that. Because we never store your encryption key in our system, you can choose an encryption key as simple as your birth date, or more complex, but do not make it over 50 characters, as it slows down the encryption and decryption process. Encryption key. Once you registered, then you need to log into Cloudiha. If you have chosen an encryption key in registration time, you have to enter that every time you log in. Subscribe. Depending on what pricing tier you have chosen in registration time, you may need to subscribe before you can even add any plan, instance or VPN instance. Currently, only free pricing tier doesn't need any subscription. We remind you that, based on our terms and condition, free pricing policy can change at any time. If you wanted to change your pricing tier, you can follow step 15. Subscribe process. If you are not in free pricing tier, and you haven't yet subscribed into your pricing tier, you will see a subscription button in the right side of the plan page. Press that button, then you will be redirected to PayPal's subscribe button. We never store any financial information and instead, we ask PayPal to take care of all those very secure data. Unsubscribe process. If you want to unsubscribe from your current pricing tier, click on Unsubscribe button, which always shown in the profile page. Profile is explained in step 15. Also as a rule, if you want to change your pricing tier, and if you are not currently using free pricing tier, you have to unsubscribe first, and then change the pricing tier. If your new pricing tier is not free, you have to subscribe again, before being able to do anything else. Plans. Plans are the logical grouping of your compute instances. It is up to you or your organization, on how to group them. Below are some sample groupings. Home and office plans. Means, you have one plan for instances related to your home, and one plan for instances in your office. On-prem, Azure, GCP, and AWS plans. Means, your organization wants to group its on-premise instances to one group, all Azure VMs into another group, and etc. Region 1, Region 2, and Region 3. Means, you or your organization grouped instances into different regions, then, it would be easier to share the whole plan to people, based on their IPs. Developers, consultants, and managers. Means, your organization grouped instances based on people's roles, so, that would be easier to share instances per their specs. Here are actions can be done with a plan. Add plan. Edit plan. Delete plan. Be careful, as by deleting a plan, you will also delete all instances of the plan automatically. Share plan. Means, whoever you are sharing the plan with, will see that as a new plan in their plans page, and also, all instances in the plan will be shared automatically. This is good if you want to share all instances to people at once. Lock plan. Means, people who you shared the plan with, can see the plan, but, are not able to use it. You can lock your plan, for example for duration of maintenance. And make sure, people won't be able to use it. Unlock plan. Activate plan. Deactivate plan. Means, people who you shared the plan with, won't be able to see the plan at all. Here are steps to create, edit, delete or share a plan. Instances. An instance is a remote user password in a PC, a laptop, a VM in your PC or laptop, or even, a VM in cloud. A PC, a laptop or a VM, can have none or multiple remote users, depending on your settings and the OS licensing. Therefore, a PC, a laptop or a VM, can represent none or multiple instances in Cloudiha. Each instance has an IP address, which could be a public, a local, or a virtual IP allocated by a VPN server. Has an OS, like Windows or Ubuntu. Has a remote user and password. May or may not have a VPN server attached to it. If VPN server is attached, access to instance will be always and automatically enforced by VPN connection. With some OS like Ubuntu, you can legally have multiple remote users, but in some other OS like Windows Pro 10, you are only allowed to use one remote user at a time. Because a remote user can represent an instance in Cloudiha, with Windows Pro 10 OS, only one instance can be used at a time. Windows has also other versions that, use of multiple instances at a time, is legally acceptable. So, by comparing total cost of individual Win Pro 10, with other Windows licenses, it may be economically beneficial to use other Windows versions, and set up multiple instances. Although each instance can be used only by one person at a time, a laptop for example, can be logically broken down to different VMs. And if OS licensing allows, each VM can have multiple remote users. That means, a laptop can be broken down to many instances, used by many people at the same time. Different VMs are totally isolated from each other, therefore, they provide higher security. However, different remote users in one PC, a laptop, or a VM, are not always completely hidden from each other. Therefore, you need to take that into your design. Especially, if you are going to share your instance with others. Below are the actions can be done with instances. Add, update or delete instance. Move instance, means, you can move instance from one plan to another plan. Copy instance, means, you can copy one instance to another plan. Share instance, means, you can share instance with one or multiple email addresses, or one or multiple domains. Sharing with domain, like sharing with Cloudiha.com, is good if you want to share instance with everyone with an email address with the domain. Unshare instance. Grant, means, you can scan a QR code generated by a Cloudiha device, and let device connect to that instance. Grant has different versions depending on instances settings, like, grant forced by VPN, grant forced by AMFA, or etc. Lock instance, means, people who you shared instance with, can see the instance, but are not able to use it. This feature is mostly used when instance is under maintenance, like upgrading, and you want people not to use it. Unlock instance. Activate instance. Make inactive, means, people who you shared instance with, are not able to see that instance at all. Review, means, you can add review on instance which is shared with you, or see others' comments. Here are steps to create, edit, delete or share an instance. VPN server. Some individuals and mostly companies prefer to access their instances through a VPN tunnel. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and helps them to hide their underlying network details by building a virtual private network. To enforce second level of security on accessing instances, because users of instance must be authenticated by a VPN server first, before authenticating themselves to instance itself. By adding a VPN server in Cloudiha, you can attach it to a plan, or an instance only. If you attach it to a plan, then all instances of the plan would get that VPN server attached to them inheritably. Currently Cloudiha supports OpenVPN technology, which is one of the most advanced and standard VPN technology in the market. To download the right version of OpenVPN, and set up a VPN server, you can watch other videos in Cloudiha YouTube channel, like, how to install and configure a VPN server, and, how to set router to work with local VPN server. Links can be found in description. When a VPN server is attached to an instance, accessing that instance through Cloudiha device would be enforced by a VPN tunnel, and device will automatically create a VPN tunnel to VPN server. That means, as a user of the instance, you actually don't need to be worried about establishing a VPN tunnel. Remembering VPN details, connecting and disconnecting to VPN, is one of common issues in almost any mid to enterprise company. It is not an issue with Cloudiha at all. Here are steps to create, edit or delete a VPN instance. Cloudiha device. So far, we have shown you how to create a plan, an instance, and a VPN instance. But, once instance is added, it is the time to use Cloudiha device, and remotely connect to your instance. Whether yourself, or someone you shared your instance with. To use Cloudiha device. Make sure, device has a micro SD card with Cloudiha software cloned in it. To download and clone a Cloudiha software, you can watch cloning Cloudiha image on Cloudiha YouTube channel. Link can be found in description. Connect device to a monitor, through a VGA HDMI, HDMI, or USB HDMI cable. Connect device to a mouse and keyboard. That can be a wired or a wireless USB mouse keyboard. Connect device to a 5-volt power supply. For example, through a mini USB cable to your phone. Once you connected device to a power supply, your device must be booting up. You may or may not have to enter a user password, depending on what type of image you have cloned. Once device is fully booted, you will see a Cloudiha launcher.sh on desktop. Double-click on it and execute it. Then wait until Cloudiha software loaded. Now, use your mobile and log in to Cloudiha. Go to your instance you want to connect to, and scan the QR code you see on monitor. At the time of scanning, you may have some options like enforcing MFA. If instance is conditionally shared with you, all conditions must be met in order to connect to instance. If MFA is enforced, device will ask you to put the MFA code that Cloudiha sent to your MFA method, like email address. If MFA code was correct, then use of VPN will be automatically checked. If VPN is enforced to instance or its plan, device will automatically open a VPN tunnel first, and then connects to instance. Once device is connected to your instance, in your mobile, you can see the green icon of the instance has changed to red icon, indicating the instance is under use, and, if you share that instance with someone else also, the second person cannot use it. You can disconnect device from instance through few options. Option A from your mobile, you can request kill session for the instance you are connected to. Also, as an owner of an instance, you can request kill session, even somebody else, who you shared instance with, is currently using that. Option B from device, you can simply close the remote session established for the instance. Option C from Cloudiha software and device, you can request kill session. Option D. Or even, you can simply disconnect your device from power supply. You always can connect to multiple instances from one device, there is no limitation. When you connect to an instance, Cloudiha software and device adds a row in its list, and shows you the duration of use. Also, if the instance you are connected to is a shared instance with you, instance will automatically disconnect if the sharing condition doesn't meet anymore. Profile. You can change your profile information like the personal details, the contact information, the pricing tier, or your multi-factor authentication method, MFA.